Good evening and welcome back to Shakesyear. Today we are working on Henry IV Part 2, as we have been for quite some time now. But we've made it to Act 4, Scene 1, and we get to hear from the Archbishop of York, whose name was actually Richard Scroop, because, yeah, that's a great name for sort of the villain, or a villain of the piece. Well, depending on how you look at it. I don't know if you're a Richard purist or if you're a King Henry purist. That goes back to Richard II, where you drew your sides. Anyway, yesterday we finished off with Falstaff sort of deciding, like talking smack about these justices, Silence and Shadow, and deciding that he would like sort of have his revenge on them. And he goes off. And then we start off Act 4, Scene 1. And if you remember, the Archbishop of York is on the anti-King Henry side. He wants to dethrone him. And he's hoping that Northumberland and all the other non-Henry side people will join him in this battle so that they can go off to war. And a couple nights ago, Northumberland was chatting with his dudes about the feasibility of actually doing that. Like, do they have a big enough army? Blah, 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 blah. And he decided that he would go lie down for a bit. Actually, no, he decided to go to Scotland, but whatever. So this scene starts off with the Archbishop of York, Richard Scroop, and his band of merry men tromping through a forest, and the Archbishop is like, where are we? And they're like, we're in a forest. And he's like, great, let's stop for a bit and send somebody off to see how many men our enemies have. And they say, we already did that. And he says, 'tis well done. My friends and brethren in these great affairs, I must acquaint you that I have received new dated letters from Northumberland. Their cold intent, tenure, and substance thus. Here doth he wish his person with such powers as might hold sortance with his quality, the which he could not levy, whereupon he is retired to ripe his growing fortunes to Scotland, and concludes in hearty prayers that your attempts may overlive the hazard and fearful meaning of their opposite. So Northumberland is not coming, which seems to be a thing with him. Yeah, and then there's more chat. We get more from Act 4, Scene 1 a little bit later, because similar to Henry IV Part 1, we need to have the bit where the two sides, where one side sends a guy from his side to say, hey, what's your beef with us? And then he gets to say his beef, and then he needs to go back. I'll see you tomorrow for more.